Greetings.
I like a room, certainly. Lasts for 2 rests. Plus I want the resolve. But the mechanics. What's in your store, actually? A pike. And I'm pretty sure I may have sold you. Do. And I want all of that. And then lasts for 2 rests though. You know what? Perception and mechanics. Faith. Kind perception, max health. Endurance, kind perception. Endurance dex. Endurance con. Sure. That's good enough. Oh yeah. Did you have anything else? Nope. What about you? Anything else for you guys? Nope. Pretty. All right. Black metal. We have to go here. Have we even gone to the Eastern Wood? Compass. Anua. Okay. First, I do wanna talk to you for a bit. So I thought I felt your eyes on me. Now come the words. I had a few questions I wanted to ask you.
If doubts and curiosity plague you, you're skidding your knuckles on the wrong door.
Tell me about Migran. Oh, you know her, you must. He gives a bitter chuckle. Then his tone evens out. She's a many-headed bitch. Does she have any allies?
Some. Shaped for hunt and war. Abidan the Golem. Galawain and his beasts. The latter keeps us honest and awake. The other makes the tools by which we punish those who are not.
The Golem. His fingers scratch at the pox scar on his cheek. He lets down his free hand from a double grip on his staff. Abaddon? Not surprised you haven't heard. More gods than weeds in the field, and those are only the names of this lifetime. They come and go, but are always here at the same time. Abaddon used to look human, he grunts. Got killed, then built a new body for himself. Transformation. With Margaret's help. Perhaps she needed her own blacksmith to tend the fires. If so, Abaddon serves it. Durance frowns. He's a weapon, a tool, not a god in my mind. Still, the people of Drywood, the cities especially, hold him dear. So be it. Although if the reward for hard work and craftsmanship is a body like his, I'll keep my blood and my Wow. I keep my blood in my cocking hips to thrust it with. You also mentioned Galloway, Monster Father, the Great Hound. And as for monsters, this world has quite a bit, and not just the ones on two legs. It's as if he's made monsters solely to hunt them, to remind men of their place. He's busy making more, I suspect, more monster than sense. Variation upon variation. What do you mean? Hit. Oh, Arlen. Okay. His aspects are a confusing bunch, and considering he respects reversals of fortune, especially in beasts, perhaps not so confusing. No reason why Magrin and he share no reason why Magrin and he share a bed in my eyes. Even if he does believe in the trial, a filthy Arlen god in many ways, howling and mewling, perhaps like they do. They can keep their beasts. I'll take fire and weapons any day. I want to ask you something else about Magrin. I fear you may not like the heat by the fire, Watcher. I fear you may not like the heat by the fire, Watcher, but if you can bear it, then I will tell you what I know. What is your view on Magrin?
She's a goddess, as fickle as they come, and with all the failings you'd expect of an empress and a whore. Too many eyes, too
Wow.
many wants, too much to hold on to. That's the failing of a god. More aspects than words to describe her, like most of them. A god with many nations to oversee, only serves to spread herself too thin.
I don't know if he hates her or worships her. Although flame rarely crosses twice, so perhaps that is the only truth she embraces. Who knows? Gods get greedy, and when it comes to fire, fire is a god's hunger. What are her aspects? He begins to count on his fingers, chatting it off. Water transform, fire consumes, trials purify, war fire, fire consuming, purification, and most of all, transformation. Trials as well, but all things are put to the test anyway. A trial can consume, purify, transform. They're all linked, although at the heart is the flame, and the flame is what matters. It is the source of all things. Guess they should have started with that, eh? Any fool around a campfire knows that. I don't want to say this. We would have figured something out. That's all I wanted to discuss. Can
What?
we do something again? Ask you
If
something?
doubts and curiosity plague you, you're skidding your knuckles on the wrong door.
Why were we supposed to meet? The why of it is you're a watcher, he snorts. A watcher runs two rows of why. For me, it's a matter of what. There was a time when I wouldn't have spared a thought for your words, or even bothered with you. But now, seeking out watchers is what I do, to put the truth to them. See which of the two ways they bend. He smiles slightly, taunting. And what are the two ways of those? Either way, you're a dry field in need of a harvest burning. He frowns for a moment, his eyes flat. Or you're lost in the darkness. Either way, you can see the differences from others. He gives a half smile. Then his tone becomes accusing. I can tell by the way you notice the staff first off. Not many can see it at first. Not the etchings or the flames, but your eyes. He stares at you almost eagerly, nodding. Your eyes trace the path. That I can see. So which are you, a dry field or lost in darkness? His face tenses. The day we don't trade that question back and forth is the day our paths no longer need to be joined. And the trial, his hand clenches his staff. The trial is done. So you're putting me on trial then? You know this nation is diseased. Don't need to be a watcher to see it in the children, the politics, the men that stalk the roads with knives in hand and murder in their eyes. The land needs life again. New seed plants in the burnt soil. His face drops mocking, and his eyes narrow. And something tells me you can see the path to making that future happen. Watcher, your kind always does. So then, we need to make sure you see truly now. This nation, its people, don't need any more lies blinding them, nor do I. You test the truth, and you blindly accept it. And how do you plan to test me? Sharing the road, of course. One truth to match another, matching each other's pace, keeping rhythm. Other priests can keep their teachings in writings for my faith. My teachings, sharing the road, is a simple, hard truth. His smile widens, and his hands tap against his waist. Once, then twice. And when you knock one truth against the leg of another, why, both legs stay firm. But now, if you strike a lie at the knee with the same force, his smile dies, and his eyes narrow. Why, you make a cripple with but one leg to stand on. Is that why you carry that staff? Is that why I... He's about to launch another volley of words, blinks. Then he rolls his head back and laughs deeply. The laughter coming until it seems the air will run out of his lungs until it seems forced. Perhaps your words are worth listening to, Watcher. He frowns. Only any trace of humor gone, but the truth will win out. Keep pace, and we'll see. Let me ask you about
The
something
cost
else.
of troubling me seems to worry you little.
Oh, you'll be all right. I wanted to ask about the region and its history. Keep troubling me, and I may extend the tight bow for each question. Enough questions for now. Let the road keep us until the next campfire. Oh, that's fine. I guess we have a certain amount we can ask.
What?
Not you.
Hey.
You. I hope the old watcher's still there. Been years since I heard anything about him. I was wondering about Ethos.
Makes two of us.
What is there to know?
If you're looking to find religion, maybe you want to start with a god that hasn't been burned to dust, but I won't stop you. Aethys, he was a
Aethys.
young man with a silver crown. Carried a candle around with him. Sounds like I'm giving a bad eulogy here.
He was a lot of different things to different people, I guess. Rebirth, redemption, light. Out in the country, he's gone, the farmer. He helps all things pass, seasons and people both. Interesting. Okay. He watches over the weak, thus gone. These imbalances made right. He can even see why all the capitalist rowdies around here might take a liking to someone like that. He was real popular here for a time. These days, you won't find too many worshiping Eothos in the open. It's hard to know who still does it in private and who's giving up. Feels like I'm the last one sometimes. He smirked. If that's the case, he deserves all the mourning. Why did you choose to worship him in the beginning?
Raised that way. My family's been Aethasian going way back. Suppose it wasn't much of a choice at first. Don't know for sure why my family started worshiping him. Probably because of Gon looking after folks like us.
He looks you in the eye, conspiratorial. Could just as well be that my ancestor did something so bad only Eothos could forgive. It would explain a lot about where I get some of my less respectable traits. Did you only worship him because that's how you were raised?
There was something I genuinely liked about Aethys. Always. Like he understood people better than the other gods. Knew all our flaws and weaknesses and accepted us for that. Folks are at their worst when they're afraid.
True.
A god like Aethys, he made you realize there was nothing to fear. Made you a better person. Of course, he goes away for a few years, and look what happens.
Do you still worship him?
In my way. I don't suppose he expects me to show up at his temple these days. Not much left to do for him other than keep his memory alive and keep hoping that he's just been playing a joke on all of us these past 15 years.
Far as I know, he still hasn't said anything to anybody since the God Hammer detonated. Why worship him then? He grimaces. Well, if it turns out he's not dead and I gave up on him, I'd have betrayed my God twice. Even the God of redemption gotta have standards. I'll probably be reborn as a fat Ramos horse. That's not really it though. Not at all. Not all of it anyway. He casts a sidelong glance. I guess it's more. I still believe in the thing he believed in. I just hope his death doesn't mean the death of all those things as well. Sometimes it looks that way. What made you think that Wade Wynn didn't speak for you
Was
though?
his actions. Not when he started his rebellion, and not even when he took over Raid Saris. It was when he sent his armies into Deerwood.
Up at that point, he was sticking up for his people. That's what Ethos does. That's the gone part of him. Those farmers were starving and their government didn't lift a finger. I figured if it wasn't Ethos himself, at least he had the right idea. But then he sent armies across the border. He even crossed it himself in the end. Word was, he was chasing refugees that escaped the rebellion. Wanted to punish them and punish us for allowing them to live here. That that just didn't fit for me. Those are the deeds of a vengeful god. Skyene or Whitaker, maybe. Or just a man who lost his sense. I still have trouble believing it, but there's no one left to ask if it's true. Tell me about the purges.
You sure you don't want to talk about something more pleasant? Like the War of Black Trees or the Legacy or something?
He looks at you as though he's looking directly into the sun. It's eye-opening, seeing just how naked you are when you've got no God to protect you. The Saints' War was a hard time to be a dry wooden. People thought it was the end times. They talk big about how we were going to defeat a god, but I didn't think there was a man from here to the White March didn't think he was going to die. It does something to you, thinking you're going to die at someone else's hands. There's a rage that comes, indignation. Imagine a whole country full of that. Might have been Cold Morn that started it. Town at the border? They let Wade Wind march right on through. Rest of Drywood cursed their name to the end of the war. Some of it was some say it was the Eothesians there that persuaded the town not to oppose the army. Others said it was just cowardice. It was like the legacy that day. It was like the legacy that way. No one knew the real reason, or they just picked whatever one best suited what they wanted to believe. Either way, that town was burning before the first ashes of Ethos hit the ground, and it felt good to the people here to be in control after being so helpless. So the fire spread. A lot of us Eothesians went the way of our God. There was claims from the Church of Magrin that she'd actually commanded the purges. I found that hard to believe. Sounded to me like people doing what they wanted, wrapping their God around it like she was a cloak. Then again, that's what I thought about Wadewind. All right.
What's on your mind?
What do you want to ask the Watcher? Just some things about the past, about the war. I've been thinking I missed my chance to find out what I wanted to know. That old Watcher, though, he opens up some new possibilities. I'll
What's
come
on your
back.
mind?
And then
Yes.
you. Did we? I see. Yeah, we did everything for you.
Sure. Yeah?
Ever been to Defiance Bay? They? Oh, they're talking to each
Sure.
other. Sure. I need to remember this. Compass. Kainua. Sign with Durant. I can wait for that. Kainua. Let's go to black metal. We'll just head out. Kainua. 18 hours. Why? So freaking weird. Okay, first. Uh, um, all right, let's see. Okay, just want to make sure that the Radric thing wasn't time sensitive. Kanoa is impressive in size, but little else. The keep is in complete disrepair. But if old Medward is still lord of this place, then I'm likely to find him within. And then we also have to find west. You're south. Okay.
Hey,
You know what? Let's finish this off.
hey. Hey. What's
Wait.
on your mind?
There we go. Something about you. What did you do before this?
Oh, other than the war, I never strayed too far from where you found me. Farming, mostly. I was never much for cities. Never learned a trade. In my younger days, I thought I was going to go preach the word of Aethys. Just in our temple there. My parents encouraged it. I made so much trouble for them growing
No, I
up.
guess
They
I'm
used to
supposed to
say
do
it'd
this
be
in
best if I got
Gilded
in good with the god of redemption. Of course, us blowing him up probably didn't help my chances there. But if anybody'd forgive you for blowing him up, it'd be Aethys.
Why did you stay so long? Wait, do you have any family? It's my parents now. They took a ship back to Adir when the purges started. Wanted me to go with them, but I didn't see things like they did. Been a long time since I've seen them. I really should visit. But for some reason, I haven't much felt like leaving home. Good thing they chased me out or I might have never left. So did the people of Gilded Vale really try to kill you?
They did. It was strange timing, because we just won the war. They celebrated when I came home. There was music and dancing. Trumbull used half his grain making this big honey cake. I still dream about that cake. Like having the best lover of your life, but only for one night. And they were all sorry to hear about my brother. Took a while for word of the purges to reach us. Aethasians being murdered in the streets. Cold morn and the like. No way would they let something like that happen in Gilded Vale. That's what they all said. But the weeks went by and the purges spread. Pretty soon they weren't so sure my brother fought for Deerwood.
Hmm.
and they weren't so sure I did. Caught me by surprise after all the celebrating. Should have seen it coming after the tailor said he was going to fit me for some new clothes, but then all he wanted was my neck measurement.
Wow, really?
Nah, not that last part. But you had to think about it. Says a lot about the place I've been calling home all these years.
But why stay in a town that hated
I'm
you?
sure my parents are still wondering the same thing. The Aothasian purges were like this madness had come over the town, like a disease. Seems like when you see something like that, your instinct is to wait for it to pass, even when you know it probably won't. The
Aothasian.
family whose farm I worked on, they had a little hollowborn girl. And they heard the Animancers had this cure, the salvation it was called. They went running. This salvation, they were putting animal souls in children. You might have heard about it, giving them enough personality to care for themselves. You can guess how that turned out. Matter of time, the children broke down, became wild things, monsters.
That's actually terrifying.
Anyway, these farmers put the family dog's soul in their little girl. For a while, the girl, she's making eye contact, she's feeding herself, albeit in a kind of messy way. And one day she snaps. They found her gnawing on her brother's bones. Had to chain her up, put her in a cow pen. Well, the mother, she wouldn't have anything to do with the girl after that. But the father, he'd visit every day, feed her chickens, toss water on her once in a while to get the dirt off. Most of the village, they'd whisper about him. Poor man, they'd say, sick with grief. He was just waiting for his daughter to look up one day and recognize her papa. He was waiting for her to get better. Didn't understand that at the time, of course, but these days I think about him a lot.
That's depressing.
What's on your mind? Makes two of us. What's on your mind?
All right, that's everything with you.
Sure.
Nope.
Sure.
What? Kana. Just off the side of the path into Kainua stands an imposing figure. A tall, thick-set Amoao, clad in worn armor and peering up at the outer walls of the keep. In his hand is a small piece of charcoal, and it works feverishly at taking notes upon a small scrap of paper. More than once, he has to reach up to prevent his colorful cap from falling off his head as he gazes upwards. That Modi, what are you doing over there? He looks over at you, blinking in surprise. His face splits into a wide and very toothy grin, and he waves the parchment in greeting. Killing time, if I'm honest. I've already walked the perimeters twice. There are names scratched upon some of the bricks just there, workers and masons, I expect, carving a little immortality for themselves. He looks up at the wall again, expression fond. It's a fine keep, Kainua, 2 centuries to its name, and abandoned for nearly as long.
But the truly interesting part is in there, and I haven't had much luck in reaching the keep itself. I hoped to find the master of this place, a man by the name of Meerwald, but it seems that he either holds his privacy most dear, or else has been devoured by his house guests.
He points the piece of charcoal at the gates. Oh, it's not our business. I came here looking for... It's not his business. Why haven't you gone inside? Well, it's just that there are a great many dangerous creatures between the keep and I. I did make an attempt, of course, and I was chased away by dark spirits. Why do you want to meet them?
Knowledge. Or, to be less clever about it, a certain text. I've come in search of a great treasure, you see. Not gold or silver, but the Tanvi Oratoa. You might call it the Book of Virtues.
Ooh.
It's a sacred text of Rauatai, but we possess only a small fragment of it.
A year. I've journeyed in search of the rest, and I found evidence suggesting that the origins lie there, beneath the keep. I want to ask Merwald if he knows of it. And you, my friend, why are you here? I too wish to speak to him. Truly, then perhaps we can help one another? The grounds are infested with all manner of beasts. I've never seen the like. I didn't want to risk it alone, but you seem capable. Together, I'm sure we can manage it. But then we can both ask our questions of Mayorwood. Let's go meet him then.
Excellent. Lead on, my friend, and I will be at your heels. Ah, wait. Speaking of that, I ought to warn you first. Wondrous teeth, I nearly forgot. I have, at times, been followed. It began in Adir, and in Exometal they attacked outright. I believe they do not wish for me to find what I am looking for.
And why not?
I say believe, but I have been told as much by one of my would-be assassins. I pay them little mind. Humorless sorts in long robes. But it's why I bought the sword, you see. And it's only fair that you should know.
You seem very calm about this.
Well, it's not as if I'm going to turn around and go home at their urging.
Fair.
If their previous efforts are anything to go by, we have very little to worry about.
Kanaru has been waiting outside the gates of the keep, hoping to find assistance in crossing the infested Bailey. He believes that Merrywald may provide him with answers concerning the tablet he is searching for. It seems we both seek this old watcher. Okay, but what are you? You are a chanter. A scholar? Interesting. Um, might and int. And, area of effect. Duration. Huh. You can use level 4 spells. It's crazy. Disarm. Difficulty 1. Triumph. Pick. Uh, abilities. I can do that somewhere else first, but you're using a fine stock. Strong. What about extremely slow? It's crazy. Oh, what you're using is better, but you're a two-hander. That's good to know. What is? You have a freaking rifle. Extremely slow. Hmm. What are you wearing? Heavy armor. Brigidine. Let's give you endurance, perception, not at all. Endurance, might, speed. Okay. You have a. Oh, kind. It's fine. Fleet foot. And I don't know about L, but Advanced reception. Kind reception. Eldritch aim though. No. The one. It's just obviously going to be a really big. Well, it's a dungeon regardless. Anyone in this path? That doesn't sound good. Well, you Eldritch aim. Accuracy. And then endurance. Take this off for now.
Following
What
your
do you
lead.
have? You have. What is this? What is this? Allows the healing of a small amount of health on an ally. Field triage. That's cool. Once per rest sucks. But it does health and not endurance, which says a lot. Chanters spend most of their time in combat speaking chants. Chants are arranging strings of magical phrases that reduces different effects. As one phrase ends, its effects will linger, overlapping with the effects of the next phrase. When the chant reaches the end of the final phrase, it will loop back to the beginning. Careful arrangements of phrases can produce a powerful sequence of passive effects. So you have embodied allies, giving bonus to fort and will, increase the movement rate. What's this? Come see soft winds of death. Drains a portion of endurance from all enemies. Nope. And then the increase in hours. Don't understand it. Not really, but Trent 2. A and B. Okay. So, and we can also do it. 3 faces Janet. Okay. Save.
Hey there.
Margaren's fire casts light in dark places.
Before we go in, I want to do the perimeter. And don't know how this is gonna go. One shadow cast still smells faintly of ale, long burnt into the dirt. Nothing here. Let's go faster.
Light, flame, and sound. We'll keep to ourselves.
All right. Save. And we are ending this here. And when we come back, we are entering the castle. Manor? What is it? So the keep. Okay. So we might as well just end this here, and we come back. We'll enter the keep. So thank you, everyone. I hope you're having a fantastic time, and see you soon.